Every wall holds potential. Some remain empty, silent, unnoticed. Others become a canvas for expression. Abstract geometric wood wall sculpture begins with this idea that a wall is not just a boundary, but a space for meaning, balance, and quiet energy. This form of wood art does not try to imitate nature directly. Instead, it translates natural rhythm into shape. Lines, angles, depth, and repetition come together to create harmony without explanation. There is no single interpretation. The viewer brings their own experience, their own emotion into the conversation. Wood is the perfect medium for this language. Its grain carries movement even when the form is still. Its warmth softens sharp geometry. Its imperfections keep the design human. When geometric precision meets organic texture, something timeless is created. The process begins long before tools touch wood. It begins with observation, light on a surface, shadow changing through the day, the way shapes interact when placed near each other. Abstract art is not random. It is intentional simplicity. Each piece of wood is chosen not for perfection but for character. Some boards are straight and calm. Others twist slightly, resisting uniformity. These differences matter. They add depth to the final composition. Geometric wall sculpture relies on balance rather than symmetry. A perfect mirror image feels static. Balance allows movement. One shape may carry weight through size, another through texture or contrast. Together, they create tension and calm at the same time. As the design takes form, silence becomes part of the process. There is no rush. Measuring, spacing, adjusting, stepping back, looking again. Abstract work requires patience because its success is felt before it is understood. The first cuts are careful. Straight lines define structure. Angles introduce direction. Each cut removes possibility and creates commitment. There is trust in the process, even when the final outcome is not fully visible. Wood responds differently to every action. A blade meets resistance. Sanding reveals hidden patterns. The grain appears slowly, like a memory coming into focus. This interaction shapes the pace of the work. In abstract geometric sculpture, depth is as important as shape. Layers create shadow. Shadow creates movement. As light changes throughout the day, the sculpture changes with it. The piece never looks the same twice. This is why wall sculpture feels alive. It responds to its environment. Morning light softens edges. Evening light sharpens contrast. The art breathes with the room. Joining pieces requires precision and intuition. Gaps are intentional. Overlaps are deliberate. Negative space becomes as important as solid form. What is not there matters as much as what is. Mistakes happen. A cut may be slightly off. A piece may not align perfectly. These moments are not failures. They are invitations to adapt. Often, the most interesting details emerge from adjustment, not planning. Abstract art allows freedom, but it demands honesty. Every decision is visible. There is nowhere to hide behind detail or decoration. Simplicity exposes intention. As the sculpture grows, rhythm emerges. Repetition creates familiarity. Variation keeps the eye moving. The viewer's gaze travels across the surface, guided by form and texture rather than instruction. Wood wall art speaks quietly. It does not compete for attention. It invites pause. In a noisy world, this quiet presence becomes powerful. This kind of sculpture changes how a space feels, not through color or brightness, but through depth and intention. It grounds the room. It adds warmth without clutter. The process continues slowly. Sanding smooths edges but never erases character. Finishing enhances natural tones rather than masking them. The goal is not shine. The goal is authenticity. Each layer adds confidence. The piece begins to feel complete even before it is finished. There is a moment when the sculpture seems to settle into itself, as if it recognizes its own form. Abstract geometric wood art does not tell a story in words. It tells it through balance, contrast, and stillness. The story changes depending on who is looking. This openness is its strength. It allows connection without explanation, emotion without instruction, presence without noise. Abstract geometric wood wall sculpture is not created by chance. Even when it feels free and expressive, every decision is rooted in balance. Balance is what allows the eye to rest while still remaining curious. It is what transforms simple shapes into something meaningful. Geometry brings order, wood brings life. When these two meet, the artist's role is not to dominate either one but to let them speak together. Straight lines introduce stability, angles introduce energy, repetition introduces rhythm, variation introduces emotion. Design begins with restraint. Too many shapes create noise, too few create emptiness. The space between forms becomes a design element itself. Negative space allows the sculpture to breathe. It gives the eye a place to pause. In abstract work, symmetry is not the goal. Perfect symmetry can feel predictable, even lifeless. Instead, balance is achieved through visual weight. A larger form may be softened by lighter texture. A sharp angle may be balanced by a smoother surface. These relationships are felt more than they are measured. The process often moves forward intuitively. Pieces are arranged, separated, and rearranged. The artist steps back repeatedly, allowing distance to reveal truth. What feels right up close may feel heavy from afar. What looks empty at first may become essential once the whole composition is visible. Wood grain plays a quiet but powerful role in this balance. Grain direction creates movement. Vertical lines feel grounded. Horizontal lines feel calm. Diagonal grain introduces tension and flow. Even before shape is fully recognized, the grain communicates emotion. This is why orientation matters. Rotating a single piece can change the entire feeling of the sculpture. What once felt rigid can suddenly feel dynamic. What felt chaotic can become calm. Color, or the absence of it, is also intentional. Natural wood tones create warmth and honesty. Subtle contrast between light and dark pieces adds depth without distraction. The goal is never to overwhelm the senses. It is to invite them. As layers are added, depth becomes a conversation. Some elements step forward, others retreat. This creates shadow, and shadow creates movement. The sculpture changes as the viewer moves. It refuses to be seen from only one angle. Abstract geometric wall art rewards patience. It does not reveal itself immediately. The longer one looks, the more relationships become visible. Lines begin to connect. Patterns begin to echo. The piece slowly explains itself without words. This form of art also reflects the balance between control and freedom. Measurements provide structure, but intuition guides placement. Too much control removes soul. Too much freedom removes clarity. The art lives in the space between. Mistakes often lead to discovery. A misalignment may introduce a more interesting rhythm. An unexpected gap may create breathing room. Abstract work teaches acceptance. Not everything needs correction. Some things need recognition. Over time, the sculpture develops a quiet confidence. It no longer feels like separate pieces. It feels like a single presence. Each part knows its role. Nothing feels excessive. Nothing feels missing. This sense of completion is subtle. It does not arrive suddenly. It settles in. The artist recognizes it not through logic but through feeling. There is no urge to add or remove. The piece feels resolved. Abstract geometric wood wall sculpture does not demand interpretation. It invites it. Each viewer will see something different. Some see architecture, some see landscapes, some see emotion. All interpretations are valid. This openness is intentional. It allows the artwork to live beyond the maker. Once placed on the wall, it becomes part of the space, responding to light, movement, and time. In this way, the sculpture is never truly finished. It continues to evolve through perception, through seasons, through changing environments. And yet beneath this freedom lies discipline, the discipline of proportion, the discipline of restraint, the discipline of attention. These are what separate decoration from art. This discipline mirrors the craft itself: quiet focus, repetition, observation, adjustment, progress measured not in speed but in clarity.